Hi, Keith here from Straight Line Fitness Studio. Today we're going to take you through a hip bridge. We'll talk about different variations of what you can do with a hip bridge to increase its power for trying to build strength and stability in your hips, which is most of what it does. At its core though, why we use it as a warm-up and why we have people do it daily is it works as an awesome hip mobilizer. So it stretches out those very important hip flexors where we know we get too tight when we're sitting too much. That causes back pain and general stiffness. So your basic hip bridge that you know and love is just from this position, roughly 90 degrees at the knees, pressing up until your hips are fully extended, touching and repeating. So you can use that as a warm-up before an activity. You can do that first thing in the morning if you know that you're stiff. You can do that as a stretch before you go to bed at night so you can sleep better and more comfortably in your back. But what it does is open up those hip flexors and give you a good stretch. But it also, if you're new to hip bridges, it creates a good foundation to build the strength you need in your hamstrings and glutes. Once that starts to get easy and you can do more reps, 10 is a good place to start, but if you can feel like you're doing 15 to 20 reps and it's pretty easy, you can go on to some slightly harder things, like going into the position, holding, and then marching your feet. And the goal is to keep the hips from moving. No twist in the hips. In other words, you don't want to let yourself drop this way. You got to keep those hips up as you march and maintain that control. Then the next thing you can do is to do it on one foot, single foot. So one knee up and press up and down. And now it's more than twice as hard because not only do you have to provide all the force to get you from A to B with only one leg, but now you have to stabilize an unstable system because all the weight's on that one side and the other side's just hanging out there, so you have to use your hip stabilizers, which is a great exercise. And to power that up even more, you can do this on a foam roller. So again, single foot. And now, since it wants to roll on you, you have to use your stabilizers even more, and your hamstrings, you'll feel, are really kicking in. So that's a great power tool for making the hamstrings stronger for the single foot hip bridge. Some other options, if you have any stability tools at home, you can use a half round, which is just like a foam roller, but a half round if you don't have a foam roller. This is maybe a little bit easier, and either side will work. This will give you a little bit of rocking action to make it a little bit harder. This is also a balance tool, so if you have anything like this that's kind of squishy, again, the instability that will be there will cause your stabilizers to have to work harder, so it gives your glutes and your hip stabilizers more work, so it makes it more powerful. But finally, kind of the top of the line there is a medicine ball, or any kind of ball that's hard. Even a basketball would work fine. It's just something that's rigid. You don't want something too squishy. A Yamana ball wouldn't work as well, but you could do it. But the harder the ball, the better. And what this is going to do now is, unlike the foam roller, now this thing can move laterally, sideways. So your hip stabilizers are having to work at full capacity now, especially since you're on one leg. So you get this going, and if you can do 10 of these on one leg, you know you're in good shape. So have fun with that, and take your time to progress through those levels. There's no rush. Just do it with good quality and do it right. We'll see you next time. Thanks.